Welcome to this explainer video series, Fintellect Simplifies. Today, we discuss the high-risk jurisdictions identified by the Financial Action Task Force, or FATF, and measures that reporting entities should take while dealing with customers, counterparties, or transactions from these jurisdictions. The FATF continually identifies and reviews jurisdictions with strategic AML/CFT deficiencies that present a risk to the international financial system and closely monitors their progress. To achieve this, the FATF has established 40 recommendations, which serve as standards outlining the measures that governments in each country should implement. Using these recommendations as a foundation, the FATF member countries conduct mutual evaluations on one another. If a jurisdiction achieves poor results on its mutual evaluation, it enters the FATF's International Cooperation Review Group's review process and has a one-year observation period to work with the FATF, or FATF-style regional bodies, to address deficiencies before possible public identification and formal review by the FATF. Based on the reviews, the FATF identifies countries having weaker AML/CFT controls and classifies them into two lists. High-risk jurisdiction subject to a call for action, also known as the black list. Countries that fail to comply with the FATF recommendations are placed on the blacklist. Jurisdictions under increased monitoring, also known as the grey list. Placing a jurisdiction under increased monitoring by the FATF signifies that although the country is partially compliant to the recommendations, it has committed to resolving identified strategic deficiencies. These lists are updated 3 times a year, when the FATF plenary meets, typically in February, June, and October. The latest jurisdictions under Black List and Grey List can be found on the FATF website. What should a reporting entity do while dealing with a customer, counterparty, or transaction linked to a high-risk jurisdiction? A reporting entity should conduct a comprehensive risk assessment to understand risks posed by a customer, counterparty, or a transaction from a high-risk jurisdiction. Based on this, a risk-based approach should be applied, and mitigation measures should be put in place. Some examples of mitigation measures are: apply enhanced due diligence. A reporting entity should perform a thorough investigation on the customer's background, source of funds, and expected business activity before onboarding a customer from a high-risk jurisdiction. Ongoing monitoring. A reporting entity should conduct ongoing monitoring of transactions arising from such an account, and keep track of unusual patterns or activity. Senior management approval. A reporting entity should acquire senior management approval before onboarding such a customer. Implement a company-wide policy. A reporting entity should ensure that there is a company-wide policy detailing the process for dealing with customers, counterparties, or transactions from high-risk jurisdictions. Prohibit certain activities, if required. Certain services may not be offered to customers from high-risk jurisdictions on a risk-based approach, such as extending credit. It is useful to note that while conducting business with high-risk jurisdictions is not prohibited by the FATF, reporting entities must take appropriate measures to mitigate the risks associated with customers from these areas and comply with international AML/CFT standards. In addition, reporting entities should adhere to their country's regulatory requirements on managing transactions from high-risk jurisdictions. Thank you for watching. We will soon be back with another video.